Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Chet Does DIY. I'm going to make a second installment of how I brought this old Craftsman Weedwacker back to life. Talking about the fuel lines going into the fuel tank with the fuel filter. If you watch the previous video, you'll see that I said that usually with most small engines, especially with Weedwackers, your problems are going to be one of just a few things. Or all of them, actually. It could be broken, deteriorated fuel lines, primer bubble, bad, dirty carb, fuel filter, spark plug, dirty fuel tank, and the like. So specifically on this tank right here, what I wanted to go over was, and this is the case with all fuel tanks, when they have to go up inside the holes into the fuel tank, the fuel lines, they can be very stubborn to get up in there. So what I wanted to tell you is how you're going to actually get them in there. So with your new fuel lines, whenever you order them, with your carb kit now, whenever you order the right carb kit, it's going to come with a new spark plug, new fuel lines, new fuel filter, more than likely new air filter, and all the fuel line that you need. But the fuel lines are going to come flat. You can't get these flat fuel lines in there very well. And if you can, that means you have a very bored out fuel line hole in your fuel tank, which that's going to lead to another issue with leaking fuel. So if you can't even hardly fit that guy in there at all, what you're going to do is you're going to get a pair of scissors, a sharp knife, a razor knife or whatnot, and you're going to cut at a very sharp angle, like so that you have a good tapered sharp end. Then you can fish that sharp end into that hole in the fuel tank. And you're going to use a pair of needle nose pliers. Hopefully you have a long pair. Hopefully you have an angled pair. Otherwise it's going to be more difficult to actually pull that line through. Especially when it comes to the fuel filter. Because once you pull that line that's tapered off, that you cut this tapered, like at an angle like that, then that has to attach the fuel filter inside the fuel tank. So you're going to pull that line through with your needle nose pliers, and once you pulled it out through the top of the tank, the fuel tank hole, you're going to cut it back flat and then attach it to the fuel filter, and then you're going to pull it back down into the fuel tank. That's all I wanted to say. If you have any questions or concerns, I'd be happy to try to help you if I can. As always, good luck and Godspeed.